Welcome to our podcast, Unmetered. As a member-owned not-for-profit electric cooperative, we're focused on providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member service. One way that we've found that we can do that is by providing more avenues of communication to you, our member. Through this podcast, we hope that you'll be able to find some helpful hints, tips, and things to help you conserve energy, as well as some informational pieces that will help you understand what it is to be a member.
Kamari House is an agency for children. Our mission is keeping children safe and keeping families together. We offer supervised visitation services for children who are court-ordered to have supervision when they are with one of their parents. The services here at Kamari House allow children to stay connected with their families, with their parents. It's a program that gives children the gift of staying connected with their families during times of trouble, and that's really, really important to children. We are fortunate enough to be recipients of Sharing Change funds, and goes to help the most vulnerable children in the community. The Sharing Change funds allow us to offer these services to families in our area regardless of their ability to pay. Thank you on behalf of everyone at Kamari House. Thank you for giving these children the gift of their parents at Christmas time.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to Unmetered, episode 11. Now this week we're going to talk a little bit about holiday efficiency and some things that you can do to save yourself some money and cut down on that wasted electricity that happens during the holidays. Now if you didn't get a chance to, last week we talked about holiday safety, things that you should be doing to make sure that you're not overloading your circuits, make sure that you're not having unnecessary fire precautions, and also that you're not going to be messing up your outdoor decorations or causing any type of outdoor fires. That's one thing that's really on a lot of people's mind in our area right now with Gatlinburg's fires, and our thoughts are with them right now during that recovery effort. But one thing that we really need to be aware of is energy efficiency. So you can definitely be safe and also save yourselves money while having a very awesome lighting display and decorations this Christmas time. So one of the first things you want to do is always use a power strip and a timer if you're going to have a large number of lights. Now what that does is it allows you to set your timer to times when you're not at home, when you're going to bed, or when you know that no one's going to be seeing those lights, because the point is to be seen. And if they're not being seen, they should just be turned off. So that's one of the easy ways to cut down on that. The other thing, the best thing that I recommend you doing is switching over to LEDs. Now, with LEDs, they use significantly less power than your traditional incandescent C9 strand of lights. For instance, an incandescent 25 count set of lights runs about 175 watts per strand. Now you take a comparable LED light, and instead of using 175 watts, now you're using 2.5 watts. I mean, that is a significantly less, and for the most part, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I'm never using 25 bulbs at a time. I'm usually using 50, 100, 300 bulbs. So one, that's going to cut down on the amount of watts you're using and less chance of overloading your breakers. You can put up more lights, but you're also going to be using less of that power. And so that's going to cut down your monthly bill. The next thing you can be doing is using fiber optic decor. Now, fiber optic decor is a little different. It's a little more expensive, but once you get it, it's pretty easy to maintain. So you've got these little fiber cables that kind of spread out, and it transfers that light of one bulb through all of the display. It's very cool, very nifty. There's some really fun things you can do with that. So if you don't have any of decor that's fiber optic, check it out and see if that's something that you might be interested in. Another great tip, and this is just decorating in general, is using mirrors. So one, you see restaurants all the time like Demas's and some of the other high-end restaurants, they have mirrors on the wall, and that just helps, one, reflect the light. So, you know, one bulb looks like 10, you know, when they have tons of mirrors in there, but also it opens up the space. So that's one thing that is a great tip. If you've got some extra mirrors around the house and you've got a great way to display those, put them around your tree, kind of in a tactful way, and you'll really see a very nice opening up of your space. And then also that mirror is going to reflect the light around very well. Now, one trick that I learned when I was managing a venue was to turn down the thermostat whenever you were going to have a large number of people showing up. So if you've got a small home and you've got 20 people coming into your home, go ahead and turn your thermostat down to about 65. And so what that does is, while it may be a little chilly when everybody's arriving, by the time everyone shows up, it's going to, and they're talking and are moving, all that extra heat is going to raise your thermostat up. And so instead of running your heat for an extra 2 or 3 hours at 68, 69, 70 degrees, instead you're getting a little bit of extra time with it at a cooler temperature, which is one of the biggest ways to save money by not running your AC. Now, the other thing that happens when you turn down your thermostat is, for a big party, if you've got the ovens on, anything like that, you're going to see that heat from the kitchen go out through the house. And so instead of having these hot spots all through your house, you're going to have it kind of cool out a little bit, kind of spread out some. And so that's going to make it not so hot in the kitchen and cold in the living room. So again, turn down your thermostat whenever you're going to have a big party, whenever you're cooking. That's just a great tip to do that with. The last thing that you want to do whenever you're having lots of Christmas lights is going to be turn off the ambient lighting. The ambient lighting a lot of times is the overhead lights, your lamps, things like that. Well, if you've got a Christmas tree turned on, and other decorations, you probably don't need to have those overhead lights on. That's just a little bit extra. And again, it seems like common sense to turn off the lights that you don't use, but a lot of times we forget that we get so used to turning on those lights. So just turn them off, and whenever your Christmas lights are turned on, make sure that those are off. Now, obviously, if you're having a party, or if it's just, your lighting is not super huge on your tree, then yeah, turn on a small lamp in a dark corner. But again, if you've switched over to LEDs from incandescents, or even if you have CFLs over incandescents, that's saving money versus running an overhead light that may have 4 or 5 or 6 bulbs in it and just really burns through your electricity. Well, this week we also had our Deck the Halls contest. So on Facebook. Now, we had a lot of entries, had over 100 entries and over a few thousand votes. Last count, we were in the 2,000 vote range. And so, we want to say thank you to everyone who's voted for that, for those that have participated in that, and we hope that you took the time to check those out. We'll be announcing the winners of that this week, and they'll be getting Amazon gift cards, so we're pretty excited about that. Now, thanks for listening in this week, and if you'd like to see more tips and tricks about how to be safe around your home, check out episode 10. If you want to learn more about energy efficiency tips than what you heard in this podcast, then check out our blog. That's mtemc.com/unmetered. And we've got a blog up for both safety and efficiency. And you can also take a look back at our previous episodes to learn more energy efficiency tips from our experts. We've had Mandy Pinion in here, and Philip Price and Lynn Borum all have had some great tips in our panel discussion that happened in episode 7. So a really great time there. If you've not taken the opportunity to subscribe to our YouTube or our podcast channels, be sure to do that. We are on YouTube, and you can get the link to that through either our website, which is mtemc.com, or you can check out our Facebook page. All of our links are on there as well. And then you can also check out our podcast by looking at iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, pretty much any of the major podcast channels. So take an opportunity to do that. And then if you'd like to subscribe to our monthly email, you can actually go to our podcast page, which is mtemc.com/unmetered. And there on the left-hand side, halfway down the page, you'll see the opportunity to subscribe to our email. And you'll get a monthly blast about that month's emails, along with the blogs and other supplemental material. Thanks for listening in. We hope you have a great Christmas. We're going to be off next week for the holidays, but then we're going to come back the week after, and we're going to be talking to Chris Jones about the things that you can be looking forward to in 2017 from the Middle Tennessee Electric Membership Cooperative. So we're pretty excited about that, and we hope that you have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Take care.
Unmetered is brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric.